But if you actually look behind it and you think logically about it, water does not hydrate you, it dehydrates you.
Drinking your own period blood now.
I am drinking my own moon blood. It's rich in stem cells, iron, nutrients.
I refuse to have a nerd carry the name Tate. If my son is a nerd, one of us has to die, him or me, and I'll challenge him to Mortal Kombat.
I saw Cuties last night and it was pretty good.
You bought this because somebody sold it to you. You bought this because somebody sold it to you. You bought this because somebody sold it to you. The problem is you consumed it instead of selling it. The guy that buys is the guy that gets poor. The guy that sells is the guy that gets rich. Yes or no? Yeah. There you go. So what are you going to learn now?
Hey, bruh.
Yeah?
Sooner you let my heart torn in two. Sooner you let my nights cold and blue.
Carl Jung, the pioneering psychologist who spent his life mapping the hidden territories of the human psyche, once wrote, "The more intelligent and self-aware a person is, the more they suffer from the general unconsciousness of society. This isn't a badge of honor. It's a warning, a recognition of the beautiful burden carried by those who cannot unsee what they have seen." What makes a deep thinker? Is it intelligence? Perspective? Some cruel twist of fate that punishes its subjects to a life of perpetual outsiderhood? The answer is far more complex and fascinating than you may imagine. Since the beginning of time, people have sold sweet lies and means of bettering their own socioeconomic status, which German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche infamously declared that God is dead. Understood the idea of the free spirit, those individuals who had seemed to break free from the chains of conventional thinking but now found themselves wandering in a wilderness of their own making. Nietzsche argued that these so-called free spirits were essential for human progress, but they paid a heavy price for their liberation. Were these indeed deep thinkers or charlatans? A thinker's journey often begins in childhood, in the formative years when other children accept the world as it is. Some ask the questions that make adults uncomfortable. Why do grown-ups say one thing and do another? Why do we have to pretend to be happy when we're not? Why does love sometimes feel conditional? Why are the rules enforced for me but not for the other person? These children learn quickly that their questions are unwelcomed. They're told to be quiet and just to accept the way things are. But the questions don't stop. They simply go underground, growing more complex. Arthur Schopenhauer once said that most people are like hedgehogs, trying to huddle to keep warm in the winter, but if they get too close, they prick each other with their quills. We are desperate for connection, but seemingly destined to wound those who come too close. James Baldwin famously said, "To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in rage almost all the time." In 2025, the average Reddit moderator or Twitch streamer is thought of as an intellectual. These algorithm exploiters have stolen influence rather than being earned through righteousness. Their influence is amplified not by wisdom or understanding, but by algorithms that reward outrage over insight. We've entered an era where presentation has replaced contemplation. The performance of depth, the aesthetic of intellect has become more important than truth itself. Why else do we have thousands and thousands of YouTubers saying the same thing? Self-improvement AI slop has taken over for a quick buck. These self-proclaimed thinkers don't wrestle with ideas, they recycle them. They trade in bite-sized cynicism and pseudo-philosophy, packaging fragments of Socrates, Plato, and Marcus Aurelius into viral clips stripped of their struggle. And in doing so, they turn genuine inquiry into entertainment meant to make you feel good, a spectacle of imitation masquerading as enlightenment. The truth of the matter is, ever since the great creator boom in 2020 to 2021, everybody and their mama wants the attention and celebrity of an actor who's put in a decade plus worth of work and sacrifice to get to the type of influence and accolades that they have. I really do love the idea of content creators, but with everything, we have the far left and the far right. The internet rewards sound bites over substance, and when people say the algorithms, they really mean people. Because at the end of the day, these are other people consuming this content, no mystical machine. Sure, the dead internet theory is viable, especially with all these AI chatbots and accounts flooding the internet, but attention goes where there's controversy. Righteousness just isn't sexy enough. The latest drama or internet breaking nudes are, and this isn't just for the sake of attention. People found out that they can make money from it, so why not exploit to your heart's desire? The internet gives enmity to a certain degree. So people don't feel responsible for the misinformation that they spew. When you're first to a story, you're first to the bag. And in this capitalistic society, that's all that matters. These fake deep thinkers are just another form of charlatans that date back to the beginning of time. Whether they are genuine in their grift or genuinely stupid, it doesn't matter when all those clicks and views add up. Constant commentary is mistaken for thought. The loudest minds often drown out the deepest ones. What once required solitude, suffering, and self-interrogation has been replaced by curation, a carefully engineered image of intellectualism built for engagement. The new deep thinker doesn't need to understand ideas, they just need to appear as if they do. They quote this person or that person without reading and borrow without confronting their own shadow, and speak of authenticity while building a brand around it. The internet has turned philosophy into performance art, where reflection becomes content and vulnerability becomes currency. The tragedy isn't that people are faking depth, it's that audiences reward them for it. We scroll through endless feeds of recycled wisdom, mistaken borrowed emotions from original insight. The result is an attention economy built on the illusion of meaning, where the performance of introspection has become more profitable than introspection itself. I guess if you can't beat them, join them. But is it so bad? Stoic talk, grindset Twitter, or the healing culture on YouTube is all just that, a performance. Regardless of the message or true purpose of the content, it forces you to think, or at least it should. When people speak, whether it be in person or online, you can pinpoint down to a certain degree of bullshit. It's almost as if they are giving you their intent based on their enthusiasm, diction, and overall point. This huge influx of charlatans has made people immune to the bullshit to a certain degree. I'm not a pessimistic person, so I always see the glass half full. You can only sell the snake oil so long until you are ran out of town, or you yourself give up. That's the difference between righteousness and wickedness. When your intent for anything isn't pure, don't expect longevity. There's only so far you can go until what you're running from will catch you. Put it like this: there are righteous and wicked pleasures we can chase every day. They will both give you the high that you're looking for, but only one can truly make you better. Smoking, drinking, or gooning will give you the satisfaction you're looking for, but eventually you'll feel and look like shit. The pleasure of doing what is known to be necessary and needed will be everlasting. Taking care of yourself and others and doing what is morally and ethically right will never lead you astray. The pleasure from doing things the right way the first time while achieving your goals is no match for artificial feelings. It's not about being a goody two-shoes or any bullshit like that. It's about doing the hard shit regardless how you feel, because it's the right thing to do, and that's how you grow. To refuse discomfort is to refuse growth. So now you understand the purpose of these fake deep thinkers. They simply cut corners for gain and lead others astray for self-promotion. But why, you may ask? It's about power, and it will always be. People want to feel wise because it gives them control and power. From ancient times to now and beyond, everyone looks to the thought leaders for their guidance and insight. From scholars to philosophers, psychologists, and even military strategists, they all specialize in a certain field and gain knowledge and wisdom from it. Their wisdom and factual knowledge is the only thing we can base their credibility off of. So, these fake deep people or charlatans form what I call intellectual armor. If they can sound enlightened, they can't be judged. For some weird reason, conspiracy theories in the Western world run rampant, and our culture is to believe first and fact check second. I can't even begin to tell you the amount of conspiracy theory videos circulating the internet before the 2010s. We confuse awareness with growth. We collect ideas every time we scroll, but knowing is not the same thing as understanding. It's so cringe to hear a whacked out idea from a coworker just knowing they went down another TikTok rabbit hole over the weekend. These fake thinkers see the type of respect and credibility the actual professionals get and say, hey, they're human just like me, why can't I get praised for my ideas? It's because you're zooted off K2 every blue moon. We see this all the time on social media. Hundreds, if not thousands of channels dedicated to a specific idea of misinformation or delusion. They continue to post for the love of the game and, oh yeah, the money. Even trying to have an intellectual discussion with these people is simply a waste of time. Give it some time and we'll see them pivot. I remember the first time I heard the term thought leader. Can I truly call myself that, or am I just another follower of an idea? In all honesty, it doesn't really matter. There were millions of people before us and billions after. All ideas come and go, but what really separates us in the end is the intention behind them. Are we wicked or righteous? It's not about having an educational background or proven status to back you up, but what is your purpose? That is all that matters. Like the classic saying goes, great minds think alike. These grifters, these charlatans, eventually just fade into obscurity. They scream and shout with the need for direction and purpose, but inevitably fail due to lack of a righteous intent. It's one thing to be a villain who is convicted in what they believe, but these fake thinkers are just afterthoughts of what could be, no more needed than another grain of sand at the beach. I say all this to say, your purpose and the intent behind it is everything. It will make or break your world. It can build you up or destroy you. Make sure you're pursuing something for the greater good, rather than just yourself. To take care of others is to take care of yourself. We do not do these things we do for recognition or fame. We do these things for the betterment of ourselves and our people. Because in the end, that's what separates the real from the fake. Not intelligence, not talent, not even success, but intent. The fake deep thinker wants to be seen as wise. The real one just wants to understand. One builds a brand, the other builds character. One performs for validation, the other searches for truth even when no one's watching. You can't fake the grind of self-awareness. You can mimic the language, copy the quotes, wear the aesthetic, but when life hits you, the truth shows. Righteousness endures because it's rooted in something real. The rest, it fades with the algorithm. So don't chase being deep, chase being real. Depth isn't about how complicated you sound, it's about how honest you are when no one's clapping. Don't be embarrassed or ashamed to not know or not understand. The quest for knowledge is always respected. Lies, cheats, and thieves aren't and will never be respected. Don't do or say shit just to say it. Have intention and purpose in everything you do, and if it does not serve your purpose, don't do it. We've become allergic to humility, silence, and admitting we don't know, because while everyone is performing wisdom, no one is developing it. We used to read books to understand the world, and now we just scroll until we find a quote that matches our mood. Real depth is earned, not performed. It's quiet, not aesthetic. Maybe the age of fake deep thinkers isn't a curse but a mirror, a reflection of how far we've drifted from meaning and how badly we want it back. We chase voices that sound profound because we've forgotten how to sit in silence long enough to find our own. But real depth doesn't come from followers, fame, or the right words strung together on a TikTok video. It comes from the quiet, often painful process of confronting who we are when there's no one left to perform for. Maybe the lesson here isn't to mock the fakes, but to recognize the hunger that created them. Because somewhere beneath all the noise, there's still a part of us that wants the truth about ourselves more than validation. And that's where the real thinking begins. Maybe the next evolution of depth isn't to say more profound things, but to live a more profound life. If you're still here watching, I just want to say thank you, and I hope you gained something from this video. The only way to better the world is to better ourselves. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.
Of course it fucking hydrates you. What do you think, water doesn't hydrate you? You're scared of bubbles?